Assessment Portal, Nigeria rates power defense agric education ministers poorly. While I still praise organs in Nigeria, NICO I lifts 16,794 pilgrims Christians to pay 4.9 million naira. Now the story in details. Labour eyes 100,000 minimum wage as NEC meets Monday. Organized Labour has said it will not accept anything less than 100,000 as minimum wage as the negotiation between its representative and the federal government's item Saturday Punch as length. Several imperative sources from both the Trade Union Congress and the Nigeria Labour Congress who spoke on Saturday Punch stressed that the federal government and the organized private sector should not expect Labour to accept anything less than a 6-digit offer. The union said the government was not serious about the negotiation, adding that the shift from 48,000 to 57,000 was too meager to consider as shifting ground. They noted that the promise made by President Bola Tinubu when he became president on Workers' Days was that the federal government will pay a living wage, adding that 57,000 naira did not fall into that category. The sources also noted that they were going to have a National Executive Council meeting on Monday in preparation for the meeting with the Three-Piers Committee on minimum wage on Wednesday. The meeting on the ongoing negotiation on the new minimum wage was adjourned till Wednesday after organized Labour rejected the new 54,000 minimum wage proposal by the federal government. The Punch had reported that the federal government upped its offer from its earlier proposed 48,000 naira to 54,000 naira. Tuesday meeting came as a result of the workout stage by members of organized Labour following the proposal of 48,000 naira as minimum wage by the federal government during that last week meeting. During that meeting, the OPS had also proposed 54,000 naira, while Labour insisted on its 615,000 naira living wage demanded, which is later reduced to 497,000 naira. Labour IC's 100,000 minimum wage as NEC meets Monday. The full story is in page 4 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Most troops operate under difficult environment, says Kwas. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tel Lagbaja on Thursday urged Nigeria troops to stop up efforts in protecting the nation, especially in the area's fight against insecurity. Lagbaja made this call while addressing the troops during this maiden operational visit to the 35th Artillery Brigade, Alamala Barrack, Abeokuta, Ogun State. The Kwas admitted that most of the troops were operating under a very difficult and challenging environment, expressing the need to live up to demand of the calling. He said the government had the interest of the soldiers as going by investment on their operation and well-being. Lagbaja assured the troops of the Army's headquarters commitment to addressing some of their challenges as soon as possible. Some of the challenges, according to him, are exploded states of accommodation, medical centers, non-existence of soldiers' club, and electricity. We have collected all these, and relevant departments of the Army's headquarters will act on them, he said. Lagbaja added, the Army is being transformed, and this transformation process has the backing of the President and the governments of the day. The renovation you see that is ongoing within your barracks is because the government has provided the fuel to carry that out. Most troops operate under difficult environment, says Kwas. The full story is in page 5 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Court orders interim fence forge of 4.7 million naira, 830 million naira, access links to Emefiele. The Federal High Court in Lagos has ordered an interim forfeitures of the sums of 4.719 054,000 naira, property linked to the former governor of the Central Banks of Nigeria, Godwill Emefiele. Justice Yelim of the court made the order on Thursday following on Aspirate's application filed by Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Counsel Biliski Buhari. Justice Bakre, after taking the lawyer's submission, I have listened to the submission of the applicant's counsel and also pursued the motion just moved together with the affidavits in support. Court orders interim forfeitures of $4.7 million, 830 million naira assets linked to Emefiele. The full substory is on page 9 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Federal government earmarks 216 billion naira for revitalization of PHCS. The Coordination Ministers of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Pates, said 260 billion naira has been earmarked for the revitalization of the primary health care centers across the country. Professor Pates said this on Friday in Abuja at the sectorial ministerial press briefing to mark the first anniversary of President Bola Tinubu in office. The minister said plans were underway to expand the PHCS from 8,300 naira to 17,000 naira through the National Primary Health Gate Development Agency and make them functional to deliver essential services. He said, I am very pleased to say that there is 260 billion naira sitting right now at the state level. At the state of the Federation has been mobilized for the revitalization of the PHCS. This is a resource that is from the International Development Association Center, either, and from the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund. Because when we said we are going to revitalize our PHCS, the key is to doing that is the resource to be available. So a lot of the effort that has been going on over the last several months is to mobilize the resource to be able to deploy, and the states have these 260 billion naira in their pockets available. He noted that the government would provide the states with guidelines for the implementation of the revitalization and equipment of medical facilities. Federal government earmarked 260 billion naira for revitalization of PHCS. The full substory is in page 10 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Tinubu wife empower APC woman with fabrics. Following a recent protest by women leaders of All Progressive Congress, who faced skewed despite their effort during the 2023 elections campaigns, the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu took a significant step on Wednesday to empower APC women involved in the fabric business through her Renew Hope Foundations. During the protest led by the APC woman leader, Patrick Yakubu, the woman cried a lack of inclusion of the distribution of palliative and appointments post-election. They revealed that they only got a bag of rice and a paper wrapper. Responding to their concern at the APC national headquarters in Abuja, the First Lady, represented by the wife of the first president, Nana Satima, donated bags of wrappers in commercial quantities to support the women. Shatima emphasized the First Lady commitment to empowering women at the grassroots level and fostering inclusive economic growth in the nation. Sincerely, the little present we came with today is to support the APC women leaders who are into the fabric businesses. Probably, the quantity might not be to your expectation, but I urge you to take it in a good faith and be assured that more of this program are on the way. Tinubu wives empower APC women with fabrics. The full service is on page 18 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. And lastly, with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper, Nigeria will not bleed to death, says Tinubu. President Bola Tinubu has emphasized the need for a more effective local government system that promotes community development and delivers essential governance within a robust federal framework. This came as he warned that the local government administration was being suffocated, speaking when he received a delegation of the Yoruba leaders of thought at the State House on Friday. Tinubu emphasized that governance must be transformative and must address the critical needs of citizens. He also stated the past 12 months had been fulfilling for his administration, despite the past presence of some challenges that were being addressed frontally. A statement on Friday by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Policy, Ajuru, said it has been challenging, it has been fulfilling as well. We took over and we stopped the blowing. I can say categorically now that Nigeria is no longer bleeding, and it will not bleed to death, but rather will now move to prosperity. That is the promise that I made to you all, and it has also the charge to give it to me. We are managing to swim through the period. The current is not a good one. We will turn the tide, we are turning the breed. This I assure you, I'm being very careful. The worst is over for Nigeria. We will prevail. Nigeria will not bleed to death, says Tinubu. Before we go to another edition of this program, if you'd like to watch us live and direct on our website, you can click on www.abntv.com. We also have the social media, we have the Facebook, we have the YouTube, we have the Twitter, we have the Instagram. On Facebook, you can click on Abntv OSUN. On YouTube, you can click on Abntv Nigeria. On Twitter, you can click on Abntv OSUN. And Instagram, Abntv Nigeria. Let me come again. If you'd like to watch us live and direct on our website, www.abntvnigeria.com. On our social media, we have the Facebook, we have the YouTube, we have the Twitter, we have the Instagram. If you'd like to watch us on our Facebook, you can click on Abntv OSUN. On our YouTube, you can click on Abntv Nigeria, Twitter, Abntv OSUN. And lastly, on our Instagram, Abntv Nigeria. Try to share us and like us and subscribe us if you'd like to watch us live and direct. Before we come back to another edition of this program, let's listen to what we have for you in our studio. We'll be right back.
Discover the uniqueness in the entertainment industry. African Broadcasting Network, ABN, is now the pace setter in the industry. Do you want to advertise your products and services? Count on us. We will do it much more than your expectations. African Broadcasting Network, ABN, will deliver quick and prompt services. Our quality and clarity stands us out when it comes to delivering quality broadcasting. Our staffs are hardworking and versatile in the specific field of office. Our environment is so conducive and we are open to all. We also give advice on how to run your business profitably. African Broadcasting Network is situated at
9894 Missionary Street, Suite 875, Houston, Texas 77036.
Contact phone 281-652-8396 and
832-490-8203.
Website www.abntvnetwork.com. ABN, celebrating Africans' rich cultural heritage.
Welcome back, and I hope you enjoy what we have in our studio. Now to another edition of this program, we have the newspaper Tribune. Now to the headlines of the newspaper Tribune. Here with me, Professor Ayobanje Des as 90. Emefiele Lagos Court orders forfeiture as of $4.7 million, 830 billion naira mansions and others. Expected injunction from America. Why NJC will not sanction Kano judge? My first year in office challenging fulfilling. Gunmen attack Benue Assembly members. Replicates by my administration vision as grassroots level, Makinde says new Oyo local government chairman. Now the story in this is. Nigeria will be a better place political office. Other civil servants, others play their roles effectively. The founder, One Love family, Guru Maharaj, it has stated that Nigeria can only be a better place if everyone plays their roles effectively toward the growth of the country. Maharaj stated that Nigeria will grow when political office holders and public servants in Nigeria use their office possibly toward the growth of Nigeria. He said this on Wednesday during a live program on Ray Power FM. According to him, Nigeria will be a better place if political office holders, public servants, and other citizens of the country played their roles effectively in the nation building. Maraj as well lamented that corruption was responsible for some of the problems being faced in the country. While commenting on the recent call for the creation of state police, he explained that the state police must be embraced in a bind to find solution to insecurity in country. Nigeria will be a better place. Political office holders, civil servants, others play their roles effectively. The full sub-story is in page 3 of Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. My first year in office challenging fulfilling. President Bola Tinubu has said that his first year in office has been both challenging and fulfilling as well. He made the declaration when he received a declaration of the Yoruba leaders of thought at the presidential villa in Abuja on Friday. The president called for a more effective local government system that fosters community development and delivers the essentials of governance within a strengthened federal structure. He emphasized that governance must be transformative and must address the critical need of citizens. Noting that the past 12 months have been fulfilling for his administration, despite the presence of some challenges that have been addressed frugally. He stated it has been challenging, it has been fulfilling as well. We took over and we have stopped the bleeding. I can say categorically now that Nigeria is no longer bleeding and it will not bleed to death, but rather we move to prosperity. That is the promise that I made to all you all. And it is also the charge that you gave to me. We are managing to swim through the pond. The current is not a good one. We will turn the tide and we turn the bend. This I assure you, I am being very careful. The worst is over to Nigeria. We will prevail. I thank the team who have been working really hard. All I can promise is that we will do whatever it takes. We are determined and we work so that all Nigeria can feel the impact of good governance. The president assured Nigeria that his administration will ensure they get value for every kobo spent and that his government will leave a lasting legacy of prosperity to future generations, while removing the yoke of poor governance and expecting access to qualitative public goods. My first year in office challenging, fulfilling. The full detail of stories in page 3 of Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. NAPO supports farmers with 1.4 billion naira loans. The Lift Above Poverty organization, NAPO, a non-governmental organization, has disposed 1.4 billion naira to rural farmers across the country in the first quarter of 2024. Dr. Victor Naruma, Executive Director of Microfinance segment of NAPO, who made the disclosure, said the investments aim at boosting rural agriculture and improving the livelihood of smallholders farmers across Nigeria. He said the loans were dispersed to 324,70 farmers across 303 branches in 22 states of the Federation through its NAPO Agricultural and Rural Development Initiative. The disbursement, according to the Executive Director of NAPO Microfinance segment, is expected to enhance agricultural productivity, increase food security, and promote economic growth in rural communities. He advised the beneficiaries to utilize the fund judiciously to add value to their agricultural activities. We encourage our beneficiaries to make the most of this opportunity by investing in their farms, expanding their operations, and improving their yields. This will not only improve their livelihood, but also contribute to the growth of the national economy, he said. NAPO supports farmers with 1.4 billion naira loans. The full subsidy is in page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper replicates my administration versions as grassroots. Makinde Siak's new Oyo local government chairman. The newly elected chairman and vice chairman of 33 local government council of Oyo State were on Friday sworn in at an event held at the House of Chiefs State Secretariat on Friday. The council box emerged from the local government election held in the state on April 2027. The local government chairman and the vice chairman was administered to an oath of office by the chief judge of the state, Justice Iyabo Yarima, after which they signed the oath book. In his remarks at the event, State Governor Mr. Seyi Makinde, represented by his deputy, Mr. Adebayo Lawal, charged the council bosses to replicate the vision of his administration at their various local government areas. He charged them to focus on people-oriented programs and policies aiming toward the betterment of lives of the people. Makinde added that the electoral process that led to the emergency of the chairman was credible, free, and fair. He consequently urged them to firmly uphold democratic values, rule of law in their various councils, such that their tenures will be marked by unprecedented grassroots developments. Replicate my administration's visions as grassroots. Makinde tasked new Oyo local government chairman. The full story is on page 7 of Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And lastly, with me in Nigerian Tribune newspaper, federal government signs access sharing agreements with Bali Week of Jersey to return 2,125,944 proceeds of corruption. The federal government has signed access sharing agreements with the Bali Week of Jersey for the return of 2,125,94 and 94 naira proceeds of corruption. The Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, and Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, who disclosed this on Friday in Abuja while presenting the scorecard of his ministry as part of the activities to mark the 4th-year anniversary of President Bola Tinubu Ahmed administration, added that the signing of the agreements on February this year was in line with the cardinal principle of the present administration in the fight against corruption. He said President Bola Tinubu has already given approval for the use of money for the continuation of works on the Abuja-Kano Road project. The AGF further noted that an effective justice delivery system is key to ensuring Nigeria's economic growth and development, as well as assuring the socio-economic well-being of citizens. Investors are attracted to economies that have institutionalized functional judicial systems and where the rule of law prevails. He said and added that President Tinubu, at the inception of his administration, directed the deliberate steps be taken to ensure strategic reforms in various sectors. Fagbemi said his ministry has made concerted and collaborative effects in the justice sector, which culminated in remarkable achievements in the areas of access to justice administration, of criminal justice, prosecution, response to investigation, legislative reforms, anti-corruption, and promotion of rule of law. According to him, justice sector transcends the Ministry of Justice, and that policy and the activities in the justice sectors are driven by different stakeholders who play assigned roles ranging from enactment of laws. Federal government signs asset sharing agreements with Bali Week of Jersey to return 2,125 and 144 naira proceeds of corruption. The full story is on page 24 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. That's what we have for you in our newspaper review. If you'd like to watch us live and direct on our website, you can click on www.abntvnigeria.com. Again, on our website, you can click on www.abntvnigeria.com, and we also have our social media. We have the Facebook, we have the YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. On our Facebook, you can click on ABNTV OSUN. On YouTube, you can click on Abntv Nigeria. Likewise, on Twitter, you can click on Abntv OSUN. And lastly, on our Instagram, you can click on Abntv Nigeria. Share to subscribe and share us and like us if you like to watch us live and direct. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. My name once again is Kenny Afolabi. Bye.